Where do the NPCs in Mario Kart World actually go? To find out, I decided to start following this yellow toad in a blue car, and the answer was actually a bit more interesting than I initially expected, because after only about 30 seconds of being followed, this yellow toad suddenly took a hard right turn off the road entirely before absolutely fucking flooring it, then making a sick jump over this stream and continuing across this field so goddamn fast that I nearly lost track of him a couple of times in the process. Not every toad in this game may be a racer, but they can still all drive like it. He's even as good at avoiding obstacles as most of the other racers you'll see in the game too. There is no gameplay reason for this toad to be careening through an empty field like this. The toads will just do that. Now you may be thinking, maybe that cut across the field was just part of a weird loop they set up for the toads to do. Maybe it just gets them from one part of the course to another. But here's the thing, after following around this toad for a couple more hours, I can confidently say that's not the case here. In fact, he never even drove off the road again. Instead, he did something even more interesting than driving across a field, at least eventually. Most of those 2 hours I spent tailing him, he actually did just drive around in circles. He drove to Choco Mountain, back to Moo Moo Farms, onwards past Peach's Stadium towards Cheep Cheep Falls, and then finally getting as far as Dandelion Depths before turning back and returning to where I first met him. After 4 or 5 of these loops, I was about to call it quits and just say that all the NPCs in this game do is loop around and occasionally do some insane off-road stunting, but that's when our little psycho did something interesting. He drove back to Peach's Stadium once again, but instead of continuing down the road, he took a right here, where he did something I never thought I would see a toad do. He parked his car and got out. The toads in this game can actually get out of their cars. And not only that, but after a minute or two of wandering around the parking lot, he walked over to a warp pipe and actually got into it. I mean, he didn't actually get into it, he just kind of faded out of reality in front of it, but that's probably just the developer's way of symbolizing a toad entering the pipe. Actual animations are expensive to make. They probably just couldn't do that here.